This is the start of the Sun City Criteriums in El Paso, Texas, March 30th, 2019. This is part of the USA Crits series. The amateur races in the morning, the pro races in the afternoon. This is the start of the Masters 45 plus 55 plus category. There were scheduled to be 23 entrants. I believe 3 didn't show, 2 of which were my teammates. Al, who's a Category 1 or Category 2 racer, he would have been pretty much the pick to win, along with Carlos, who would have been big help to him. As it was, had a teammate, Tim Kettlar. Hope I got your name right there, the last name. Anyway, we're rolling up to the start here, and don't really like my starting position because I don't know what happened there. I just kind of fell asleep at the switch. But hey, there's not that many of us, so it's not that big a field to be able to work up and get through. Obviously not going 6 miles an hour here. That's a Garmin error. And we're off. I had to mute this audio from the camera because one of my shift cables is rubbing up against the housing, and so it made this horrible vibration noise, so muted that. So anyway, we're off here. This is a downhill section and rolling pretty good. I have been sick since Wednesday afternoon with the upper respiratory junk again. That's been going around El Paso. It's my second round with it. I wasn't even sure Saturday morning if I was going to get up and do this. I actually got up, got ready, and went back to sleep for a little while. I felt so bad, but I said, you know what, I've paid my entry fee, I've got teammates in the race, let's just show up and go do it. So I showed up, and here I am. Had a good warm-up, felt pretty good, but just wasn't sure how I was going to respond with all the cold medicine and sinus medicine I've had in my body the past 3 days. I had my computer set so that I couldn't see my heart rate or any other data. I just wanted to see speed and lap number, which is probably a good thing, because right here we are, lap 1. We're on the back stretch there, coming up. There's a little bit of an incline, and already there's a split, and I saw that, and it's like, no, I'm not going to get caught off the back of the main split at lap 1. So jumped on, excuse me, got back on, so no real problem, but obviously that took a toll. Already have been in anaerobic power condition, with my heart rate in the 170s since pretty much the first half of the first lap. So should be able to recover some here on this downhill, but my heart rate is not recovering, and all of a sudden it jumped right there. I'm not sure what caused that, but kind of a little spike there. Anyway, so we're rocking along here. The corners aren't really hard to navigate. You can pedal all the way through them if you want to. You don't have to coast. A lot of guys were coasting like this guy, and I'm trying to pedal through it so I'm not having to accelerate hard coming out. But easing along here. Like I said, we hit this little backstretch, and everybody kind of bunches up and slows down a little bit, which I didn't really understand. Not complaining. Didn't really want to get on the outside here on the left, but caught myself. Had to tell this guy, hey, don't push me over. So yeah, but you see the speed as we go up this backstretch is slowing down. We go like to, from 27 to 22, 23, and it really wasn't a need for it. It wasn't that much of an incline, and there really wasn't a headwind here. The headwind is once you make this right-hand turn, which was a little bit rough, as I found out on like the second or third lap. There's a rough spot right there, and I kind of skipped a little bit. But yeah, see, we're ramping back up again. This is where you'd expect to slow down, but except it's start-finish line. Nobody ever slows down on the start-finish line, right? So anyway, 2 laps down, right? Yeah. Uh, right here, I think the heart rate's already in the 180s. That's not a good thing for me. But like I say, my computer, I can't see that. In fact, I don't think I looked at my computer at all during the race. It was, the objective was, hey, you just got to stay on. Doesn't matter what speed you're doing or what your heart rate is, you've got to stay on. So anyway, we all kind of bunched up here. Guy goes off the right, takes the inside line, not a bad move. We're all kind of boxed up here a little bit. Watch 606 on my left. Kind of had a little bit of a problem. There's a curb that juts out right there, and he jumps over, which forced me over, and almost took out a guy beside me who was coming up. He shouldn't have really been where he was, but it happens. So he kind of yelled at me, but there wasn't a whole lot I could do except get taken out myself, which I didn't like. So again, we're coming around that corner and we're slowed down to 21 miles an hour, which I'm just kind of thinking, nope. So he jumps off, and so everybody has to counter, which I don't know, may or may not have been a good idea. We could have just let him go, but we all jump on and chase him down. And so, so now I'm in about, 12th position. I don't really like that. So I'll work hard here. Alright, so now we're really booking it going downhill again. There's a lot of crosswind from the left to the right here, and it's kind of swirling around those buildings, so you think you can really smoke it down this hill, but there's really a lot of challenge with that because it's trying to blow your bike around. You can kind of see I'm getting some moves that aren't really under my control. Anyway, so ramping back up, heart rate's still staying in the upper 170s to low 180s, but this 178 is not bad. I would like to have seen it come back down, into the 160s every now and then, but just wasn't going to. So anyway, here again, I'm seeing we're doing 24, 25 miles an hour, and man, we're slowing down. It's not hard to accelerate here, so kind of thinking, maybe I could do that next time. So I went ahead and moved up a little bit here. Went from like 12th or 13th wheel off the last corner. Now I'm probably going to end up like 6th or 7th here going into this corner. So I feel good. I'm not moving back. I'm not at the back of the pack having to play the accordion game of slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up, coming out of the corners. And I'm able to carry a lot of momentum through the corners, and a lot of you're really able to handle them well because I'm pedaling through the corners as much as possible. I'm not coasting like these guys are and then having to jump back up, so I'm keeping the power on. But here heart rate's 182. That's not a good sign. My max is about 185. At least that's kind of what I target, and I try not to go over 180. I really tried to go over 176 in training, but here I've been over 176 for 8 minutes now, 8-9 minutes. See, I'm able to keep 100 RPMs through that corner, and some of these guys are coasting through it. So anyway, we're coming around. I'm going to get on the right side here, and this guy here moves me over a little more than I wanted to be, and I really had to come into this corner just a little tighter than I wanted. It's a little close to the barrier, but it's like, alright, I'm tired of this. You guys slow down if you want to. But I'm not slowing down. And I really didn't do a big kick here. I was seated. I just spun. And it's like, I just dropped. I'm off the front. Just dropped the guys. I'm off the front. I'm leading the race for a lap. I'm coming around this corner. Man, I just railed this corner. 99 RPMs. I didn't back off a hair. There's the lead official's car and the camera, and Announcer goes, "Oh, and we have a breakaway from James Peel of Ziavello." That's the last time she called my name like that. Yeah, so heart rate's 186. Right about here, I'm gassed, and apparently I was being chased. So this guy says, "Jump with me." I tried, and I'm not gaining. I'm not able to stay with him. He says, "Come on." No. And he says, "Come on." And I'm like, well, And then he goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have passed me. 6, 7, 8. Give me another one here. 9. So I went from 1st to 10th wheel. 11th. But no, at 12th, there goes Tim. Apparently my attack there really, well, the attack and the counter really strung the field out. So the guys, instead of being all bunched up like we were, now it's, nice strung out all over the place. That turned out to be the fastest lap there. Problem is, at this point, I'm cooked. I've been over 185 for, or at 185 or higher for 2+ minutes. Looking back at the data, and I just can't sustain that. I don't know how many people can sustain their max heart rate for that long without some kind of recovery. I mean, you got to have some kind of recovery. My body was just not, able to do that today. So yeah, that was kind of a moment where it's like, damn, I've been passed by everybody in the field. I'm got to be the last rider now. The main field is at least at the corner. Oh, and there goes the moto official. When the moto official passes you, he stays with the back of the race, and so he's just passed 3 or 4 of us, and I'm thinking, well, that's the end of me. So I just started cruising, and felt a little better here. The heart rate's coming down to some level of normalcy, but I'm doing 19 miles an hour here. I should be doing 28. Yeah, so I'll make the corner here, and just kind of cruising, and thinking at this point, well, do I want to stay in this and just keep going until I can't anymore, or what do you want to do? And I said, well, I don't know. Still a chance that if I just stay in here, maybe something will happen to the field, and I'd be able to. No, you're not going to catch back on. So, any effort at this point is just driving my heart rate through the roof, and I can feel it. The kind people here cheering me on. Dave and Arturo have been on that corner there. They've been cheering me on. I think they left. I think they said, he's dropped off. Forget about it. They're actually still there. I just didn't see them on that pass. But yeah, they were yelling for me, cheering for me pretty good, and that was nice to hear. But yeah, at this point, I'm just thinking, there's not any hope. I mean, sure, at this point, I know the field has already made turn 3 or turn 2 maybe into turn 3, so I'm not that far away from being caught. I've gone from doing minute 40 laps to 2-minute laps, and it doesn't take long, at that differential for the field to catch you. But I'm starting to kind of look around going, hey, there's like restaurants and stuff down here in downtown El Paso, which I've never actually been here before, so I may have to come back and check it out one afternoon when I'm not sick or doing anything else. So anyway, the course officials, they're being real kind, cheering me on. But man, there's no hope for me at this point. I just need to shut it down and call it a day. It was a great course. I really, really enjoyed it. It wasn't rough. There was one little patch here up in this turn 4 that I hit wrong the first time, and bike kind of skated around on me a little bit. But other than that, the course was really good. The wind wasn't a problem for us anyway. It wasn't bad. It got bad late in the afternoon for the later groups and the pro racers. Yeah. So at this point, I've shut it off. I'm coasting, 10 miles an hour. I'm done. And as I roll up to the officials here, I motion that I am out. I'm looking for an exit off the course. And he tells me to go up ahead here by the pit and get out of the way. And so I rolled up here by the neutral pits, and thus ended my race. Boom. I'll roll up to say hello to Arturo and Dave. And Arturo was cool and gives me the El Paso handshake, which is a hand slap and a fist bump. And then promptly points out there's a little puppy that I'm about to run over that's running loose. Anyway, spent the next couple of minutes talking to Dave and Arturo. Dave is a time trial specialist and really strong. He's taught me quite a bit in just a few rides that we've done together. And so, anyway, I'm telling lies about, how I could have won the race but didn't. So, anyway, it was fun.